Yeah, so I originally came here, I had 2 rounds here. So my first one I was 15, and I didn't graduate that time, but I moved further along in the program, so I was able to go home. And then, got back into some bad habits. But the second time I came here, I had a really amazing therapist, and she was one of my favorite people ever. She was the one that helped me really understand that my program was for me and my future rather than doing it for my parents or other people that maybe wanted me home, right? So I was able to have the opportunity to build better habits for myself down the road because of her. When I was 11, my mother had just passed, and so that was a really hard time for me. And if I had had a place like this to really support me through that, I would have taken it. I would have been there in a heartbeat. I may not have liked it at the time, but I feel like looking back, Westridge was one of the places that really helped me become who I am today. My second therapist that I had, my second round here, she really put an emphasis on my parents that, hey, not all the problems in the home are due to your children, right? There are things that you guys have to work on as a family, have to work on together to be able to make it work down the road. And that was really when my parents started realizing, hey, my daughter is not the problem in the home. We need to learn how to support her better in order for her to make the correct decisions, right? They do a lot of activities, and we did back then as well. So when my parents would come and join us, and we actually had a talent show when I was here, and that was really fun. I participated in it. So my parents came and saw it, and it felt very supportive, different than other things that I had done previously, because I was in theater and I was in a lot of shows previously. But when they came to support, it was different because they were there because they loved me, not because they had to put on a performance for other people, right? Well, I found having a very structured environment helped me a lot because the things that I was struggling with mentally had a lot to do with the organization of my life. I wasn't doing the things that I needed to be doing to be successful. And so having such a strict regimen, going to school every day, not really having an opportunity to skip school was helpful. Having consistent therapy was life-changing. I had never really had a consistent therapist before Westridge. Having consistent groups as well, where I could see that the other girls around me were struggling with some similar things. It felt very much like a community of hope rather than me just dealing with it alone. In individual therapy, there were a lot of technical things that I learned, which again helped me with an interest in psychology. And so those things really pushed me to want to learn more about my brain and how it works and the chemicals that are going on to really help me understand where I need to go from there. When I was here, I met some really amazing staff. It wasn't just the therapists, it wasn't just the teachers. The people in the residential home were the ones that really pushed me to do better, right? Because I learned all of these things from therapy and from school, but the residential staff was the one that really pushed me and motivated me to do a lot better. I would love to be that person for these kids that are here now, right? Having been through it, I understand that there are so many struggles and so many, just little things that you have to get over in order to move forward in your program. And those are hard things to do. Sometimes it feels like you're losing a little piece of yourself here, but with that, you're also gaining a lot of skills and a lot of, just good mentality to move forward in your life. I feel like if I can be the person that supports that, I'll do it as long as I can.